New Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores is a defensive guy, so could the Miami Dolphins go defense with that first pick? It is possible. There are serious needs on the defensive line and at linebacker, but defensive end could be the biggest hole on the roster. Robert Quinn is due $12 million this year, and unless he restructures, he will be gone. Cameron Wake is a free agent, and while he wants to continue playing in Miami if possible, the Dolphins may decide he isn't worth the likely $8 million a year it will cost them. Andre Branch's contract also tends to lean toward a likely release. Quarterback is the drama of this year, and if the Dolphins don't draft the signal caller in rounds 1 or 2 this year, expect them to be looking for a high draft pick in 2020. In other words, tanking through a rebuild. Here is a mock of what this year's draft based on Dolphins needs might look like. Round 1, Clelin Ferrell, edge, Clemson. Miami Dolphins do need to address the edge of their defensive front, and Ferrell is one of the best in this year's class. There is a better chance that Ferrell goes long before the Dolphins are on the clock, as top edge rushers are hard to find. Ferrell comes from a big school and is fresh off a dominating season and a national championship. With Miami, Ferrell will be a day 1 starter and will allow the Dolphins to implement the style of defense that Brian Flores used in New England. Round 2, Isaiah Buggs, DT, Alabama. Dolphins should be thrilled if the first 2 rounds played out like this. Buggs is a run-stopping defensive lineman with the speed to get upfield and collapse the pocket while shutting down the center, guard lanes for a QB escape. Buggs is well-disciplined, having played under Nick Saban. Another big school product that would bolster the Dolphins' defensive front immediately. Round 3, Michael Dieter, E.C., Wisconsin. Dieter has started at both the interior line positions and on both sides of the ball. The Dolphins need to improve their guard play, and it is unclear if Jawan James or Josh Sitton return for 2019. Daniel Kilgore is also a question mark, which means that Dieter could become a day 1 starter for Miami at center or guard. Round 4, Miles Boykin, WR, Notre Dame. You have to give your new OC something, and Boykin has a lot of potential. A big receiver that looks like Devontae Parker but has a better motor and more ability to use his body against corners. The Dolphins may not address the WR position this year, but it takes receivers a year or 2 to develop, so taking one this year would give him time to develop before the QB arrives in 2020. More from Canada. Crowned 5, Halen Saunders, NT, Western Illinois. In 2018, the Miami Dolphins defense couldn't stop anything on the ground, and now may be switching to a more hybrid 3-4 defense that will require a nose tackle. At 320 pounds roughly, Saunders has the mobility to move around and take on multiple blockers, allowing the linebackers to fill the gaps. Round 6, David Long, LB, West Virginia. Miami continues to rebuild their defense this year with the addition of a linebacker. Long will need to develop, but will see time on special teams while he gets better in Flores and Patrick Graham's system. Round 7, Justin Lane, CB, Michigan State. The Dolphins need special teams help and depth at corner. Lane has potential and upside but needs to develop and should get the time to do so in Miami.